two British pairs, two British combinations. Fours have made it through. And the Australian Sarah, Olympic champions against world champions from Great Britain. So yeah, let's meet the crews, let's meet the teams. It's going to be an interesting one again, I think.
In lane one, the Netherlands. Last year, Greg, the Netherlands were the overall point score winners for the World Cups. So we go to lane two, New Zealand. This new combination racing very strongly, and we'll be looking to see if they can get onto the podium, but they're up against the Olympic champions from Australia. The reigning world champions, Great Britain. Incredibly strong with 2 fours here. In lane 5, Great Britain 2. Had a strong race against Australia yesterday. And in lane 6, France.
Netherlands, New Zealand,
As you say, the British pair, the British second four, took it to the Australians yesterday, led them out through 500. So let's see what the British second four do here. Who is going to take this one on in the first 500? It's that Australian bow ball that just seemed to sneak out in front. But again, let's see how this one goes. As we take a look, that's the second British boat, who were the quickest out to the first 500 metre mark yesterday. They got there in about a 1:28. This is that number 1 British boat, Freddie Davison, in the stroke seat. He looks relaxed on the water. They look relaxed off the water before we came to our commentary position. We were in the line buying coffees with them. They're here to race, they're here to do it their own way. Let's see how this goes. Actually, it's the Netherlands, as you said, Sarah. They can make the Coxless 4 work. They're trying their combinations, moving people around within their team, looking for that right combination. At the moment, a great Coxless 4 race in store, starting to open up for us.
Yeah, we're in for a great race today. These quality crews all looking to really find their way. The Australians, the Olympic champions, coming back together after racing a different combination last year at the World Championships. So the Olympic crew back together. The British, the world champions, have been incredibly strong since the World Championships last year. But this combination from the Dutch, people would know the name Rinks, Ralph Rinks in 3 seat, Rick Rinks in the stroke seat. So watch these crews from the Netherlands and New Zealand. They could feature in the medals here as well, Greg.
Yeah, that's right. We've got the established crews that we kind of expect, probably the British and the Australians. We know what to expect from them. But then we've got the crew from Netherlands and this crew over here from New Zealand. 2 Olympic champions, Tom Murray and Matt McDonald, from the 8 that won the gold medal in Tokyo. They're a new combination here, and they're right in this one as well. That British second boat, number 5, looks like they're not going to be able to live with the pace here. The fast-starting Netherlands crew are still up there in the middle of this second 500. I wonder whether the British will be able to just sit in their rhythm, sit calmly as they tend to do on their lower stroke rate, and just let themselves ease away from the field, but they're not getting it their way yet.
So this is going to be really interesting, Greg, because I know that we've seen a very different Aussie outfit to the way they've raced tactically at previous regattas. People would be used to seeing this Aussie 4 really blast out in the first 1,000 and then hang on from the second 1,000. That's not how they've been racing this regatta. And look at them now. They are just walking through this British combination. This could be a real upset here with the Australians completely changing the way that they're racing tactically. But this Dutch combination still leading the British and the Kiwis.
But the fields come back to them, Sarah. The fields come back to that Netherlands crew. I think, like you say, Alex Hill sits in the stroke seat of that Australian boat, and he seems to have a variety of ways that he races. Sometimes, to me, it looks too short, it looks too aggressive. But like you say, yesterday we saw them at a lower stroke rate, longer strokes, more connected strokes, and that looks like an approach that, I guess, it's certainly easier on the eye. It's probably easier on the equipment, and will it be efficient to bring them through?
Well, the British have made a real move here as they've come into the third 500. They're coming up to the 1250 metre mark. The British now leading by a canvas. The Aussies, I would expect, are really going to put the foot down in this last half of this quarter. The Dutch really struggling with the pace, but here come the Kiwis. The Kiwis are moving through, they're sniffing around for a medal.
They are sniffing around for a medal. This one's still hard to say where it's going. The British won't do anything different. The British will just sit there behind those sunglasses and keep churning it out smoothly, efficiently, effectively. I think if the Australians can find something, if they can make a step on, they might be able to make a move on the British, who will just try to edge away stroke for stroke.
This is a really different way of racing for the Aussies. They're down on 36 strokes per minute. We've previously seen them up in the 40s at this point in the race. So will they have something in the last 5? But the British, they're in the lead. Oliver Wilkes, David Ambler, Matthew Aldridge, Freddie Davidson in the stroke seat.
Well, we took a look there. We got the Netherlands. They've moved down to 4th place. That New Zealand 4 have got through them. As I said, 2 Olympic champions, 2 who've been at American universities. Logan Ulrich from University of Washington. Ollie McIntyre is at Cal Berkeley. So they've moved into this combination. It's working for them. They're certainly forcing their way into that bronze medal position. But we're now looking for the Australians. Can they make a move? Can they step on? Or will that British crew just continue to just gently, smoothly ease it out?
And this great new combination from New Zealand. They're looking to get their bow into the bronze medal. In fact, they've pushed through the Dutch now. Tom Murray, Logan Ulrich, Ollie Fitzroy-McLean, Matt McDonald, coached by Mike Roger. They're in bronze, but we can hear the Aussies calling to go. But it's in vain. The British still in control.
I'm not sure. The Aussies might be coming. For me, that we've still got the red boys. We've only just got to them now. The British don't do anything particularly differently. A little sly glance to the right from Freddie Davidson in the stroke seat will show him that he's level with that bow ball. Will the Australians have somewhere to go? I can't see it now as we're getting in. The metres are being ticked off. This will be pleasing for the British to see they're coming in here towards the last 100 metres.
The British are in control here. They're running out of room. The Aussies, they're sprinting. They're reeling them in, but they're not going to get there. The British looking so strong in the lead as they come down towards the line. Australia in second. Look at this fight going on with Britain 2 and New Zealand.
Yeah, Britain 2 have come through fighting for that bronze medal with New Zealand. But here we go, Great Britain, Australia, and who's it going to be? It is New Zealand who hung on for that bronze medal. A fantastic move for the second British 4, getting through that crew from the Netherlands. And then it's going to be France who are going to come here and just collect that last place. But thumbs up between the British team. They've certainly got things working there. There was calmness, there was confidence. It's kind of working within the British team, so it's not like they're trying to do something different. The Australians experimented with something different. They've certainly learned some lessons here, Sarah.
I think it's been a really interesting regatta for the Australians. Do not write them off for the World Championships. They're using this as an opportunity, clearly, to try something different. But a great show up here from this Kiwi for this new combination, grabbing that bronze medal. But I think we're seeing a real demonstration of the strength and depth of the British men's squad. A gold medal in the men's pair, a gold medal in the men's 4, and that second British 4 very almost making it onto the podium.
Yeah, absolutely. Sam Nunn in the stroke seat of that British second 4 is a world champion from last year in this straight 4. But as you said, a great show up from New Zealand, bringing a new crew onto the scene. I'm sure they will be able to make some strides as well against the fixed patterns and combinations that the British team are able to get working. But there was a confidence about the British, I think. The Australians threw everything at them in that third quarter, but it just looks a bit more aggressive. You can see it there in that Australian 4. Not quite as efficient, but yeah, still plenty to come later on in the season, but for today it was the British day, very much ahead of this Australian crew and that new combination from New Zealand. You can just see the British don't do much to disturb that boat when you see the lovely slow motion images. That stern stays high. You often see as the rowers get to the front of the stroke, all that body weight moves down and it kills the boat speed, not in the British boat. That's why they ended up there in that gold medal position ahead of Australia and New Zealand.
Great Britain! Represented by